Welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video, where today we are going to take a look at Gravity Warrior. I wasn't really sure what to do a discussion about, and I just clicked this nice, let's go, page button at the top, and I came right into the card rulings for Gravity Warrior. I'm like, oh, Gravity Warrior, I can do a discussion on that. So, Gravity Warrior is a level 6 warrior type Earth Synchro monster. Generic, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. At 2100 attack, 1000 defense, so decent stats for level 6, not that great. It originated in the Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds manga. I don't remember who it was used by, though. I know it was used in the manga. And it took a little while to get into the English territories, but we got it eventually. Now, this monster's effect. When this card is synchro summoned, it gains 300 attack for each face-up monster your opponent controls. Now, as this is a trigger effect, it triggers right upon the summon. It checks when it resolves how many monsters there are. So let's say upon the summon of Gravity Warrior, the opponent has 2 monsters, or 2 face-up monsters, I should say. Gravity Warrior will gain 600 attack, be at 2700. Would they later get 2 more monsters, Gravity Warrior's effect will not increase further because it's not a continuous effect. It only checks when it resolves. It gains that attack, and that attack stays until Gravity Warrior is flipped face down, released the field. Now, its other effect is once per turn during your opponent's battle phase, you can target 1 defense position monster your opponent controls. Notice it doesn't say face up, so it can also be set. Change it to face up attack position. Also, it must attack this turn if able. Now, when I first saw this card, I'm like, how is this card useful? How is this card useful? Because if the opponent wants to defend, they'll just place their stuff in defense position and never go into the battle phase to begin with, because you can just go main phase 1 end phase. Why would they go into battle phase to give you an advantage? Now, what could happen is they have an attack position monster out. It comes out. It could happen that they have an attack position monster out, let's say 2000 attack position Alexandrite Dragon, and then they have a defense position monster, I don't know, White Stone of Legend. I don't know why it'd be there, but let's just say it's that. Then what you could do is sort of, maybe they want to attack you with Alexandrite. So maybe you have a slightly weaker monster than Alexandrite on your field. They go into battle phase. That would allow Alexandrite to destroy the weaker monster. However, this allows the Gravity Warrior player to activate Gravity Warrior's effect, force White Stone Legend into attack mode, and force it to attack, which can deal a lot of damage. Now, the thing with Gravity Warrior, what you can do with it, there's a trap card called Gamushura, something along those lines, which I believe if one of your defense position monsters is targeted for an attack, you can activate the trap, switch the monster to attack position, like your defending monster, and then if the attacking monster, so the opponent's monster, is destroyed by that battle, the opponent takes additional damage equal to that monster's attack or half its attack or something. You could use that with Gravity Warrior, and I believe also with Colossal Fighter, because they have high attack. Like, I did say Gravity Warrior in this 2100, which isn't that great, but its first effect sort of makes up for it with some increase. At 24, it's decent, and at 27 or higher, it's good. So it has good attack, it has low defense. So you could place it in defense position. And maybe if the opponent has blue eyes, who knows, or something. Now let's say Dark Magician, and you're only at 2400. No, that doesn't make sense. You have Gravity Warrior in defense position. The opponent has a monster with attack lower than Gravity Warrior's attack. They attack into you, Gamushura. You switch to attack. The opponent is then forced to attack Gravity Warrior. Opponent's monster is destroyed, and then additional damage due to the trap. Let's see, what else could you do? Cards like Ojama Trio could really work with Gravity Warrior, because it places monsters in defense position on the opponent's field. However, if you use this anywhere outside of the battle phase, they can just not go into the battle phase. However, what you could do is have Gravity Warrior on the field, There's one or more opponent's monster. Let's once again say Alexandrite Dragon. 2000 attack. Let's say that's their only monster, and you have Gravity Warrior and something weak that's useless. Opponent goes into battle phase thinking, I don't have to be afraid of being forced into an attack. Alexandra Dragon attacks the weak, useless thing. It's destroyed in the graveyard. You then activate Ojama Trio. Summons 3 defense position monsters to the opponent's field. Then you activate Gravity Warrior's effect because it's the battle phase and the opponent controls a defense position monster, Ojama Token. It switches to attack position and then it's forced to attack this turn if able. It is able because they are in the battle phase. Therefore, they attack. Since Gravity Warrior is the only card left, it'll be attacked by the one Ojama token that you decide to switch to attack position. Let's say that Gravity Warrior at that point is at 2400 attack. The Ojama token is at 0, so that's already 2400 damage, which is very nice. And in addition to that, the opponent has 2 more monster slots that they can't use, and the Ojama tokens are still in defensive position. Do note there's another 300 damage for destroying an Ojama token, so that's nice. But also, if the Ojama tokens stay there, and they stay in defense, then you keep Gravity Warrior throughout your turn in the opponent's main phase 1, then they can choose not to go into battle phase at all. And they can choose to go into battle phase but then have one of the Ojama tokens switch to attack position. Or what they could do is go into battle phase, but before that in main phase 1 switch all of their Ojama tokens into attack position to at least not be forced into an attack. But then that would still leave them in attack position so I can just attack them the following turn. That's some things to think about with Gravity Warrior. Not rulings. Trivia. Card's effect, the force's attacks is based off concept of gravity, hence its name. It attracts the opponent's monster. Okay, I did not know that. I never even considered it. Okay, you learn something new every day. This monster appears in the artwork of Synchro Alliance. What is that? Manga card. Well, it'll be one of these. Probably all Synchro monsters, judging from the effect. Okay. Let's see. Claws. That should be easy to make out, right? Yeah. Gravity Warrior will be this one. And then tips. This card along with Colossal Fighter, Gamushura. Yep, almost got the name right. I thought it was Gamushura. Damage to your opponent equal to that monster's original attack in the graveyard. Yep, true. Give and take. Special summon one monster from your graveyard to your opponent's side of the field in defense position. Increase the level of one of your monsters. Alright, the second part probably isn't really that important, probably won't mess you up in any way or give you an advantage. But the first effect is interesting. You can take something like, I believe they said Sangan, although Sangan is forbidden right now. But something else, you could pick, let's say, Dandelion if you're running Plant Synchro, for example. You have Dandelion in your graveyard. You can if the opponent is in their battle phase, and you have your Gravity Warrior, you can use Give and Take, summon it to the opponent's side of the field. They'll be in defense. Dandy will be in defensive position because of Give and Take. A Gravity Warrior can then activate. You use that on Dandy, goes into attack. It's forced to attack. Let's say you only have Gravity Warrior. That'll be 300 against whatever Gravity Warrior has. Loads of damage to the opponent. But then Dandelion goes to the graveyard. Its effect activates, and it's in your graveyard, so you'll get the effect. So not just with one trap card, Give and Take in this case, you can do quite a lot of damage and get yourself 2 tokens you can use for synchro plays later on. So that can be a very nice combo with Gravity Warrior. I did intend to use Gravity Warrior at some point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Burst, like one duel maybe, or longer, but at least one duel I want to focus on Gravity Warrior and using his effects. And I'll remember Give and Take to use with that. Revive this card. I guess is Gravity Warrior Warrior? Yeah, I guess so. I guess Warrior, yeah. I guess a Colossal Fighter is destroyed, and they can force an attack. If the opponent has, say, let's say, a really strong monster, Blue Eyes, and then a weak monster, let's say Whitestone or Legend in defense, Blue Eyes destroys Colossal Fighter summons Gravity Warrior. Normally you'd say Blue Eyes could then destroy it, but Blue Eyes has already attacked that turn, can't do that. White Stone forced to attack. Boom, lots of damage. Although then the opponent does get the Blue Eyes search, but still it's a lot of damage. It's nice. Combine discover John Gardner to switch the opponent's monster event. Interesting. Maybe they have an attack position monster that they want to have in attack position, but they don't actually want to attack with it because they know they can't beat anything with it. You can use John Gardner to switch into defense to then activate Gravity Warrior's effect on that monster, switch it back to attack, and force it to attack. I see that as very situational, but who knows, it could be useful. Ojama Trio, yeah. Gillosaurus, which special summons itself and monster from the opponent's grave. True, but does Gillosaurus say it has to be in defense? No. So if they summon it in attack, you're in trouble. Although probably if you use Gillosaurus and they do have monsters, they probably assume that you have a big play, like synchro play possibly, to come out. So chances are they'll play it in defense, so in that sense you could use it. However, that's really just to summon Gravity Warrior, because you can't summon Gillosaurus via its effect during the opponent's turn, so that doesn't really work. It can be special summoned using Marauding Captain and a level 3 tuner in hand. Yeah, just Marauding Captain, level 3 monster, normal summoned. You can special summon a level 4 blow, I think, from your hand. Summon a level 3 tuner, synchro, up into Gravity Warrior. Right, that was Gravity Warrior for today, the Yu-Gi-Oh! Discussion video. I shall be working on a Yu-Gi-Oh! Feat in the next few days, and hopefully I'll have that out before I go on vacation on Friday. Alright, see you later.